Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video, and today we return with more of our MotoGP 24 Let's Play. Yes, we're back this weekend here at the iconic Phillip Island circuit for the Australian Grand Prix. Of course, if you missed out, it was actually a few days ago now, the last video went live from this series. I'm trying to sprinkle in some MotoGP alongside the F1 Manager content. Yes, the Miami weekend will be out tomorrow on Saturday there, so make sure you get yourself subscribed as well if you are enjoying all of the series we're doing. We are getting close to 3,000 subscribers at the moment as well. But taking a look at the rider standings for Rosato now with a 66-point lead at the top of the table with just 4 rounds to go. We are mathematically out of the championship hunt. I think we ended up mathematically out of it last time round, to be completely honest. Motegi, of course, was absolute chaos there. Agura and Vietti still 5 points in it between them in the Moto 2 class there. You can make the argument there's probably, what, 5, 6 riders, even 7 that are still in the championship hunt in Moto 2, and then in the top class there as well. Bezzecchi still has a 14-point lead over Jorge Martin as well. So, yeah, I think it's still Moto 3 that is delivering probably the least dramatic championship fight. But yeah, obviously 4 rounds to go. We want to try and get closer to Tatsuki Suzuki overall. We're still trying to wait and see as to whether we could be on for a Moto 2 gig ready for next season as well. You can see there's a few other rumours and speculation around the place as well, but yeah, we're kind of focused on what we're doing behind the scenes. So yeah, let's head out then here to Phillip Island, where hopefully we can have a good weekend.
G'day from the Australian circuit of Phillip Island. Here we are again from the circuit where the second practice session is about to begin. The session will be important both to test the race pace and to book a place in Q2.
Well, weirdly then, despite the fact this circuit is, I don't believe, ever hosted a Formula 1 Grand Prix, most of my knowledge of Phillip Island is actually in a Formula 1 car. I've raced around this venue about 3 times in my life, but on iRacing, it's one of the early rounds in the Grand Prix Championship, so yeah, I kind of know where I'm going around this circuit. I can already tell, though, it's going to be scary on a motorbike. There are a lot of long flowing corners around this venue where you're really just trying to hang on to, well, a car, and then obviously especially if you're here on a bike. So this is going to be a fun weekend. Like I said, obviously F1 Manager is going to be top priority over the next few weeks, but I want to try and keep sprinkling some MotoGP in there as well. You know, I'm having a lot of fun. We've only got 4 more rounds to go of this first season. Still hoping, obviously, we can get a call up to Moto 2 ready for the next campaign. But of course, yeah, we've got to get through this first season, finish the season strong, so that those bigger teams are going to be interested. This is the really scary corner, isn't it? I believe it was actually here as well, in World Superbikes, I want to say. I can't remember, was it Casey Stoner or someone else who headbutted a bird going down that hill? Very, very famous clip. I said I can't quite remember. It might have been, I think it was Casey Stoner. Someone will have to tell me down in the comments, because I'm sure one of you guys will know far more than I do. Yeah, obviously a very, very famous moment from this circuit that I've seen countless times on loads of YouTube compilations. 1:43.8. Not my worst banker lap ever, but hopefully not my best lap. Well, it is one of those horrible things as well on this game. You know, I'm improving by close to 2 seconds so far on this lap, but until kind of some of the other AI set a representative, I've got no idea ever how competitive we're going to be at pretty much any of these venues. Luckily, I believe this is the last new track I've got to go to. How did I invalidate? Oh, yellow flags for 0-2s, of course. That's going to completely ruin that one then. But yeah, after this, obviously, we're back in, I believe, Thailand for the penultimate round of the year. Sorry, the third last round of the year. And obviously, where we did that little preview last season, yeah, we've done every single track on the game. And our representative then would have actually been quicker than David Alonso. Would have been about 3/10 faster than our teammate. So, yeah, we're there or thereabouts. We just got to make sure, as always, that we make top 14. Like I said, where I've only really driven this track weirdly in a Formula 1 car, it actually now feels quite wide open. It always felt really, really narrow, because sensibly those cars are probably a bit too quick to race around this circuit. But yeah, on a Moto 3 bike, it's very, very good fun. Nearly flat out through that final corner. I believe this is going to put us back up to the top of the board. Got a yellow flag for a crash in Sector 3. A 40.7 though Gives us 3/10 over Furasato. I would still love to get one more win this year, at least, to remind some of the bigger teams what we're capable of. Well, there we go then. We did do a few more laps, but none of them we were able to go quicker than that 1 minute 40.7. So we got about a quarter of a second over Furasato. Of course, it is all your other predictable big names up towards the front. Esteban, Alonso, Colin Vaya, Suzuki, Ruida. But that's a really good start to the weekend. I would love to add the pace to fight for pole today.
We're back again at the circuit to start the second Moto3 qualifying session. The riders are ready, just a few moments, and we'll see them battle it out for lap times.
Well, with the exception of Indonesia, it feels like everywhere we've gone late on in this campaign, the lap times have been really, really long, so it's actually going to be nice if we need to be able to string up quite a few laps together in one go here. Could we see anyone do a sub 100 second lap time around this venue? As you can see, we fly past a load of other riders down in turn 1, braking just after that Brembo sign, but I mean, you're tipping it down one gear, 130 miles an hour on the way into turn 1. Just throw off a little bit of speed through the apex. But yeah, these corners are so open and fast and flowing. It is such a fun track. I'm kind of a bit gutted this is the last track we've gone to. I didn't really know. I think I've watched MotoGP race here before a couple of times, but I kind of forgot obviously it was on the calendar. And this place is just fantastic. I'm actually hoping at the end of this year I'm going to Australia, and I'm actually going to be staying in Melbourne, so I'm kind of hoping that I actually get to come out to the Phillip Island circuit. It's only, I think, about an hour's drive away, but obviously it can be a little bit difficult to get to. If I'm not mistaken, I think there's a zoo, and the girlfriend really wants to go to that zoo, so I'm kind of hoping as well, if we're doing that, then I'll get to see this track in real life. Not convinced I'll be able to sort of go on it or anything, but it would be nice just to see it in person. Anyway, first lap coming towards the end then. Been a pretty decent lap time. Need a small blend on the entry to that final corner. Not as good a line as we did in our final qualifying, free practice run. But up towards the line though, is the lap time going to be a decent representative? It's going to be a 1:41.1. That's quicker than anybody else has gone this weekend, apart from Furasato. That corner, when you get it nailed, is so much fun. Triple apex left-hander. You've obviously got to try and hang it in tight so you're flat over the crest, because I'm sure you don't want to go over there at an angle on a motorbike either. But yeah, we're 3/10 up again then here, so we really are putting some good benchmarks down for the other riders to try and catch up with. That's the line we need through that final turn, and hopefully this is going to be an improvement as we've got yellow flags out. Joel Kelso goes provisionally P2, but we're going to open up that gap even further then. A 1:40.5. Still don't know what other top riders' times are going to be like, but I want to try and get as close to a 1:39 as we can. So important that you brake slightly early there, just so you can get the front end tipped into that hairpin. And again, this horrible corner where you've got to try and transfer the centre of gravity of the bike, really get leaning the other way. Oh, a little bit ragged there on the exit. That might compromise our line back round to the start-finish line. We'll find the apex curve again, but way too hot on the way out. Do a bit of rallycross, why not, eh? Let's try and stay away from the gravel trap. Will that even invalidate the lap time? Might still improve with that. It's going to be mighty close. We were 300th of a second off, but Furasato now has got a good benchmark on the board. He's only 2/10 away. I think what I like as well about this track right now is just how late you can brake into some of the corners here. You really kind of got to let the bike slow itself down, but really throw it in and hang on to the handlebars as well. Obviously, MotoGP bikes, the big talk in recent years has been how far they've come with the aerodynamics, and I'm sure a circuit like Phillip Island is where you really feel all of that benefit. A little bit deep into the hairpin, but we've done a better line than we normally get through there. If we were to wrap up the lap exactly like this, we'd be right on the cusp of that 1:39. Furasato doesn't look like he's improving. Oh, that's not the line we needed there. Gonna throw away a little bit of time, but we know through these final few corners there's a little bit more to be had. Absolutely flat through there. Just hope that you don't get too near the outside curb, and then you fling it in through this penultimate long left-hander of the lap. Get as close to that curb as you can. I try and line up the helmet with the apex curb there on the inside. Tip it in. Just be careful with the centre of gravity, and then throw the car back through here. Keep it on that curb. Don't allow it to run wide like we did last time out. We're still finding more and more time here, but we've got to nail this final corner. A little bit aggressive on the way in, desperately trying to hang on, but we'll get the power down on the exit. Are we going to see a big enough improvement here? We're going to be 4 tenths up again. We're going to lower the benchmark. It is not quite close enough to a 139. We're less than a tenth out, but that might be good enough for pole anyway. Well, there we go. Back on pole position, maybe for the final time ever on a Moto3 bike, but 7 tenths of a second over the Colin Via flyer. Time for Rosato as well, another 5 thousandths back, with Joel Esteban and David Alonso rounding out our top 5 there. Suzuki, I'd still love to think we could beat him in the championship, especially if he starts down in P6, but we've got a huge opportunity for our first win since I don't know when on this game.
Good morning from Gavin Emmett here to all you MotoGP fans listening in. We are live from the Phillip Island circuit for the Australian round of MotoGP. In a few moments, we'll move to the main straight to watch the start of the Moto3 race. It's been a long weekend, but we've finally reached the moment everyone's been waiting for. Just a few more minutes and the race will start. This track features some hard braking, which led to many riders choosing a medium front tyre. Mild temperatures, however, could make the soft option the right choice for the rear.
Well, here we are then down on the grid, and there seems to be a little bit of a mix-up in terms of strategy. Annoyingly, my camera is exactly where it says what tyres I'm on, so please ignore me trying to have a look around it. Just there to get an idea. No chance of rain today as well, which is absolutely fantastic news for me. So we're going to stick with the softs and hope that we've got the pace to stay at the front of the field. We know we'll probably lose spots into turn 1, and then it's just about trying to avoid some ragged riders. I'm looking at you, Riccardo Rossi.
The riders have completed their warm-up lap and lined up on the starting grid. In a matter of seconds, the lights will go out and the Phillip Island Grand Prix will begin.
Right, come on then, let's do this thing. Waiting on those 10 red lights. Here at Phillip Island, it is going to be lights out and away we go. We need to try and make sure that we're 4th in the World Championship by the end of the next 3 rounds before we head to the finale at Riccardo Tormo there, as Vietti will immediately get the run on me down in towards turn 1. And you can see as well, Joel Esteban will try and have a sniff there, not able to make anything happen. Oh, we got lots of riders already under investigation, so not too sure what's happened further back. As Joel Esteban there will try to get the move. We'll do the old up and under on him though. Try and get the power down on the exit of the corner. Not going to happen that time round. As it's not Vietti, is it? Sorry, it's Colin Via. I keep getting that wrong in this series, as Watley immediately is going to pick himself up a warning for an incident down at that first turn. Really struggling to quite work out exactly where I need to chuck the bike in. We'll go about there, and we'll make sure we chop Tower for Rosato off on the exit of the corner as well. You can see, I mean, look at that. Oh, no. Sorry. Admittedly, he dived down my inside there, and I was trying to switch him on the exit of the corner, but Rosato's gone for a tumble. I'm not even going to get investigated for it, apparently. Either that or the stewards have got too much on their hand already. But staggered, we've got away with that one. There's a little bit of a mistake there coming in by our top 2, and Colin Via's gone. Colin Via straight off. I'm too busy looking at what's happened to him there, as Joel Esteban is going to pick up a warning as well. But chaos on the opening lap. Scott Ogden's out. Oh, I think that is also out. So a bit of drama here. But still, we are battling for the lead of the race. So I'm happy, to be honest, yeah, that we haven't come off at any point. Around the outside of Joel Esteban. So close there with one of our, well, not really a championship rival anymore. He'll be looking for the win today because he can take critical points. For Rosato there, I mean, how does he get that much speed? The slipstream on these bikes is mental. Esteban, though, thinking better of it down at turn 1. He has a look, he has a sniff down the inside, but we are still in front. Whoa, I mean, look at that. The AI. I could just hear Suzuki coming in behind, so I kind of had to blip the throttle there, and that unsettled the rear of the bike. There you go, Suzuki, he won't be behind me anymore. He's going to get in front. See, though, that line isn't really working for them particularly effectively there. That time round, we'll muscle another Japanese rider out, but not off his bike. But yeah, the AI, they're very, very quick through some corners, and then very, very slow through others. Will we see Esteban again try to take the wide line through here? They go way too aggressive, and he's gone! Joel Esteban, he's taken me out! What on earth is that? Joel Esteban comes off his bike, we have nowhere to go, and suddenly we are going to be way down the order, down past Farioli. We're actually going to rejoin horrendously there in the middle of the road. Lucky that we didn't get clattered off again, as we might get a warning or a penalty for that. Come on, we're getting warnings as well with Rosato. Not sure what the game's doing. We've got no penalties for any of that going on as through the final corner. Yeah, we'll get a warning for that one then, apparently. And the outside of someone, I don't quite know who that is. But we're back up into P14, 6 seconds off the lead. We need to be a second a lap faster than Suzuki if we want to get back to him. Turn 1, immediately confidence is building back up there to the inside of Farioli. Come on, man. Gotta give me some room on the inside. Can't always lean in when there's another rider there as Munoz. And I believe that's Adrian Fernandez. I'm quite impressed with... I feel like I've learnt most of the names so far this season. And then I waited to move up to Moto2, where then I've got no idea again. Yeah, it's through these corners. We are ridiculously OP against the AI. Looks like most of these ones, though, seemingly not trying to take the curb too early on there, as around the outside of those two will go. Almost back up inside the top 10. I mean, the AI gets so aggressive when it's me battling with them. I don't know whether I just only notice it because we have made a lot of beef so far this year with other riders. But they're super aggressive. And I said last lap about how we needed to go a second lap faster. That's exactly what we've taken out of Suzuki. Over the back of Watley now, though, as we make our way down that short chute again. The AI, we take very, very different lines here. This is one of the corners where theirs, for the most part, seems to be a bit more effective. Let's try and have looked around the outside of Watley to boost ourselves back up inside the top 10. Or a little bit of a kick out there from the bike underneath us as it tries to break free. But we'll get the run there. It's a very interesting... we haven't seen much of Watley this year. That is a very distinctive race suit, isn't it? You're certainly not going to mistake him for another rider. As down the inside we'll go. And hopefully we're not going to see it again. As around the outside, we got another rider gone. We'll just about get in front before the yellow flags, I believe. Or contact with Paqueras. You can't push me into a corner, sir. We're definitely not going to see Watley's race suit again, because he is the next rider to have fallen off his bike. Looks like he and Munoz now have gone for a tumble. Again. Another second taken out of his Nepa now in the lead. Don't think I've seen him win a race this year. Oh, Riccardo Rossi there, a bit of a wobble as we make our way down in towards the final couple of corners. Obviously, I name-dropped him earlier on in the video for being one of the most aggressive riders in Moto3. As you can see our teammate there not too far up the road. And there we go. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to tag you. I think that's all it is. I don't know. Like I said, I feel like I've learnt most names this year, but not all of them, as how on earth did we switch that down the inside? Another 2 places gained, as we'll have the slipstream off our teammate Holgado back down to turn 1. Hopefully he's not going to put up too much of a fight. He knows our championship ramifications right now. It's down the inside we're going to go then. A little bit of handlebar grazing between us, but we're through. Just. Oh, Zuratuza again. The AI scare me so much going through there. Some of them fall off, some of them won't, and you just don't know. Kind of all feels like they look pretty much the same unless they've gone off the bike. Their lines are just so unpredictable and just sketchy through there. As down the inside of Zuratuza will try and go. I kept calling him the wrong name throughout a load of this season as well, so I apologise. I won't apologise if he tries to turn down in on me. 3 riders you can see in front of us separate us from the race lead. But are we going to be able to get there before the end of this afternoon? Well, Stefano Nepa hasn't quite clearly had the pace to match up with David Alonso and Suzuki. But is he going to be in that fight as we start the final lap then of this race? 4 riders covered by a little over a second here, and immediately we have got the run on Nepa as we make our way back down towards turn 1. That one might well be the easiest move we make of the entire race there, as chuck the bike in, over the curbs. David Alonso, I'm sorry. That was not exactly what I wanted to do through turn 1, but we'll make the move happen. And luckily, he is still standing as well there. I mean that both metaphorically and literally here. But will we be able to have a look at Tatsuki Suzuki before this race is down and out? We have carved back right the way through the field after that unfortunate incident early on with Joel Esteban. Suzuki was the rider right behind who watched us fall off. We've had so much bad luck against him this year. I felt like I've had the pace to keep up with him all season long. But ultimately, things have just not gone our way on too many occasions. And we've got a mammoth gap to try and close in the final couple of rounds here. But, like I said, I want to try and get one more win this season. And surely Phillip Island is an opportunity for that as well. This is the last big opportunity for us. This is where we're strong around this circuit there. Suzuki, he gets a big wobble on. Are we going to be able to have a look down the inside? Not quite there. We'll focus on trying to make sure we get a good exit, though, as we lift up the rear wheel of the bike slightly. A tidier line down through the hairpin. We'll try and have a look to the inside, in towards the final couple of corners. We get aggressive. We get on the grass slightly. It was a very, very audacious move. Suzuki's coming back at me, though. Down the inside will go Satsuki, but he's not able to hook it up. Round the outside will you go. It is going to be a drag race towards the finish. Here at Phillip Island, Suzuki tries to get the run. It's a photo finish, but we do it.
Let's take a look at the final results of this Moto3 race. The riders are returning to the pits and will soon join them in Parc Ferme for the usual post-race interviews.
Well, I said that was going to be a photo finish. I didn't realise that's how much of a photo finish it would be. Identical. As we cross the line there between myself and Tatsuki Suzuki. So heartbreaking for him. We claim the victory by 0.0000 seconds. That is the closest finish I have ever had. Ever on any game. Before now, it was always 1,000th of a second, or like 300,000ths of a second, or something. I have never had a flat-out tie for the win in any series I've done. F1, F1 Manager, anything. I have never seen that before there. Stefano Neppa takes the final podium place in another drag race a little bit further behind there, ahead of David Alonso, with Zurutuza, Ortola, Holgado, Rossi, Ferrosato and Angel Bequeras rounding out the top 10. That means in terms of the championship, the gap at the top has been cut down to just 69 points there, but it's actually Suzuki still closing in on the top two. It's a shame he hasn't got enough races left now. 75 required to still be in that fight. Tatsuki Suzuki is out of the championship hunt there. We've pulled out a little bit of a gap over Ruida as well, which is really good, up to 27 points there. So I'm hoping we can try and solidify that by the end of the year. But what a race that has been here from Phillip Island. That's why I'm still playing this game alongside F1 Manager. Thank you all so much for watching. If you have enjoyed, please do make sure you get yourself subscribed. We're ahead of KTM Aho as well, which I'm really happy with. And yeah, we will return very soon when MotoGP returns to Thailand.